Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to get these yard hydrants in. Yesterday, Natalie and I had to run to town and pick up these. Well, these are $30 a pop for this. This is $5 and this is $7. This is what's needed to connect to that black plastic pipe. Okay, so what happened is Cindy went to town to get the parts that I needed, and they did not have them. She was going to get a hose barb that was the correct size for this pipe. So now this one is kind of distorted, so it actually seems like it fits on here, but a normal piece of this pipe is 1 inch outside diameter, but it's 7/8 inside. So we went to town, or actually when Cindy went to town, she said, the guy there said you can only use compression fittings on that, and that they used to have some in stock, but they don't stock it anymore because nobody has fittings for it. But anyway, we ended up going to a plumbing supply warehouse in town and getting these. I guess this stuff, the guy said it was copper-sized plastic pipe, which means that the outside diameter is the same as a copper pipe. So the outside is exactly 1 inch. The inside doesn't really matter because this is a compression fitting. And what you do is you use the right size sleeve and a compression fitting, and regardless of what the inside diameter is, if you have the right compression fitting and the right sleeve, it's going to clamp down on it. Would have been real nice to have just plain old PEX or something sized with the correct inside diameter to fit a normal 3/4 inch hose barb, but that's not the case. The place who did all this, put the water mains in and stuff, must do city work, because that's what they were saying at the plumbing supply place. A lot of times the cities and stuff use this stuff. At any rate, we ended up only getting 2 of these because that one, the blue one, the sanitary one, has been working with the stuff it has on there. That might have been a mistake. Cindy only picked up 1 of these. The guy at the hardware store said, well, you can't use the galvanized nipple underground. I thought you could. This is just galvanized pipe. But he sold her this. So now I guess we need more of these as well. But the big deal is I need to get this blue sanitary one. I need to get that one removed and this one in its place before noon today, because our neighbor, there's nobody home right now, and I have to shut off all of the water. I have to go up to the main connection and shut the water off. Oh, and I bought a new water key because I broke 2 of them trying to shut this water off here. And then I tried again with the new key, and it's just jammed. The shut-off does not work. So I'm going to grab that new key and turn off the main up there. Then I got to go all the way down to where that contractor is working right now. The new neighbors all the way down at the end of the road. They have the lowest point in the water system, and they have a hydrant in there, which is very lucky. So I can drain the water lines for the whole system down there, and that way I won't get too much water in this hole, because like I said, I can't shut off the water at the curb stop right here. I have to shut it off at the main. So everything downhill would just go into this hole and I would have to work in the water. I was thinking last night that I would, this hydrant is the last one I was working on. Now it's out of there, obviously. So I just have a pipe down in the hole. I was going to tape a hose to it and drain the water that way. I should have left this one in, but this one has to go in here, so I wanted to get it prepped. So it is what it is. I got to go up and shut the water off at the main, go all the way down, open it's a yard hydrant just like this, open it up, let the water drain out, and then that is just 2 little hose clamps. Take those off, pull that massive sanitary hydrant out of there. It's full of water, so it's going to be heavy as hell. Oh, it's going to drain out. As soon as I disconnect it, it's going to drain down into the hole. So I'll be working with that water plus any water that's between the main and here. So I will be working in a puddle. Then I got to get this one that has these parts. I got to put these all together and get it ready. Get that on the bottom of here with everything ready. I'll start the work, and then this should just slip right onto the end of the pipe here. This should just go right into it, and then I just got to tighten that down, and this will be inside there, and I should be good to go. Then I can turn the water back on. I'll go close that hydrant, turn the water back on, and hopefully there'll be no leaks. Then I can do the other 2 hydrants at a more leisurely pace. But I have to run to town and get parts, I believe. And the contractor's wondering if he can fill the holes today. He doesn't have the backhoe here, so I don't know. He would have to go get it either way. You can't just push this stuff in because, it'll have boulders hitting the pipe and stuff. And we had that problem when we dug that one out. Whoever backfilled it just pushed the stuff in there, so there was big boulders right on top of the hose and stuff, which is a really bad idea. At any rate, let me get this stuff connected to each other and onto that, and I'm not going to be able to film a whole bunch of stuff, but I'll check back in here and there and show what was done. Okay, these buckets. In the bottom of the hole, there's a bed of washed gravel. On top of that is landscape fabric, heavy-duty landscape fabric. Then this will stand on top of that, on top of the landscape fabric. It'll be down in the hole like this. Then this will go down into it. Then I'm going to fill this with gravel. This will actually have landscape fabric wrapped around the bottom and zip tied to keep stuff out of here. This is the drain hole. Then that'll be wrapped, put down in here. Then this will be filled with gravel around that. Then I'm going to put landscape fabric and zip tie it to the pole and tape it with Gorilla Tape around the edge, and then the hole will get backfilled. That'll keep this drain gravel from filling up with the silt and clay and stuff. And hopefully that should last the life of this, so not really worried about it. So I'm all ready to go. Where is my key? Key is, I just saw it. Yeah, I'm kind of hectic here. I don't have much, oh, it's right here. Don't have much time. This is like a plumber's version of it, a real nice one. This is what I had before. One of our plumbers makes these, and it's not bad. I mean, it has roughly the same end on it, but this one's longer because we've had to extend the curb stop pipes, the riser pipe. we've had to extend a few of them. As, you know, the ground sinks and then you have to extend it upwards a bit, or you add fill to the area. So there's a notch right there that grabs the key for the valve underground. And this is for taking off the cover. This is all for use in the city. Well, I don't know, maybe I'll use this, not quite sure, but I believe this is mostly for the city type ones. The metal, they're generally in your sidewalk. You got to take that cover off and then use one of these keys to turn off the water, or on the water. At any rate, I'm going to go shut off the water and then drain the system and come up and see how much water I'm going to be working in. I have, I got to drop this off first. I have this is the only two tools I need. And I have my little ferrule, the little fitting that goes into the pipe. That's in my pocket. All set to go. This is kind of nerve-wracking. Okay, I'll check back when I get the water shut off. Alright, so I got this out. I don't know if I explained this already or not. I might have. I'm just running ragged here. Don't want to lose that. Got this one out and I started to put the other one in, and I find out that the fittings don't fit. The pipe in that hole is 1 inch inside diameter, or yeah, it's 1 inch. So this is the size hose barb. You can see that there's a 1 inch hose barb in that hole. So this has a 1 inch fitting at the bottom. So the guy just used a 1 inch and 1 inch, and he must have put the reducer over at the curb stop, not here. So I'm stuck with no fittings. I ran to town, and they didn't have a reducer, they didn't have this, they didn't have that, and then the woman said they didn't have this reducer. She looked everywhere, could not find it, and as I was about to leave, I took one last look and I found it. So at least I could get this on. This is what I need to get. I have a 3/4 inch thread on the bottom of these regular curb stops. So I need to come from a 3/4 female to this 1 inch hose barb. So I got that set up right here. The setup that I have on this hydrant will work on the one down there. So I'm going to pull this one out of the hole. I'm going to set this one aside, pull that one out of the hole, bring it down there, go up and get the brand new one, and then put all this stuff on it. Then I can turn on the water. Then I don't have to be racing around. It would have been nice if I could have got this off. Then I could have just used this bushing right here, this reducer, and put a regular street elbow on there. But this is like, there is no way I could get that thing off. I had the pipe wrench on it, and I'm cranking, and I don't want to break this casing or anything. So I'm going to deal with it the way it is, but I'm going to deal with it later. So I'm going to put all this stuff together, use the vise to hold everything so it's a little bit easier to work with. Got my paste, and I think my wrenches are up in the hole up there, so I have to move really fast, so I will come back and show this stuff once it's done. Well, I did it. It is 11:20. The water is on, and so far so good. No leaks. I don't think it's going to leak. I mean, I had to move the ladder all the way over here, lift this stuff up and shovel out everything here. Oh, I took it out of here. I grabbed my big dead blow big orange plastic dead blow hammer and hammer that on, because that's like 4 inches long, that barb. So it definitely shouldn't leak. Now I'm going to cut a chunk of this heavy duty landscape fabric, wrap it around this part so that the drain is kind of loosely covered. Just zip tie it top and bottom. Bring the bucket down over the top, and I have a bucket full of washed gravel. I'm going to fill the bucket up with that, and then again I'm going to use some of this. I'm going to zip tie it at the top, tape it around the edges, and that'll hold it while it's filled. He'll push this gravel. There's a whole bunch of gravel. The gravel will completely fill it around the bucket and stuff, and then he'll push all the dirt in. So I got to get moving. Even though the water's on, the contractor is really pushing. He left his skid steer here to fill all these holes. So I don't know if I even can get that big blue hydrant in, because it has this same hose barb on it, and I can't get the fitting off. It's a one-piece fitting, and it is so frozen on there. So we'll see on that one. I can get the other hydrant in, so he can at least fill 2. If we have to have him come back and fill the 3rd one, so be it. So let me get this done, and I'll show you the progress along the way. All right, I think I am done. I got the bottom of the pipe. I just have a loose wrap of this stuff around it. This is heavy duty landscape fabric. And then it's zip tied top and bottom. Then this bucket is over it. Then the bucket is filled with gravel. And then I got this landscape fabric zip tied and loosely taped. As soon as the dirt gets on this, that's it. It's not going anywhere. So water will be able to go right through this bucket, through the opening on the top and through the bottom, but silt won't. And hopefully any silt that's in with this gravel will wash down into the bottom part here. It can come out through the bottom. At any rate, this is going to last as long as the hydrant lasts. So I just got to collect all my stuff up, get it in the gator, and load up the other one, which I have a different fitting for. And that should work on the top lot up there. So let me see if I can get that one in right away. Okay, I'm on to hydrant number 2. This one has the correct size hose for the special fittings that I went to town for. So I'm hoping this one's a little bit easier. So I just tossed this down here. That's landscape fabric. I am gonna squeak that on top of all this gravel here, which is, it's probably about 10 inches. It's a good amount of gravel. Then this landscape fabric. Then connect this hose, then bring the bucket down, fill the bucket. Wrap this bottom with landscape fabric before bringing the bucket down. Then bring the bucket down, then fill the bucket with gravel, then landscape tent over the top of the bucket. That's how I'm doing it. Other people may do it a different way. Okay, I'm getting to it. Well, that went on real easy. Just slides right in there. I haven't tightened it yet. I wanted to get this braced in the hole pretty much straight up and down before I tighten it up. And again, here is the drain hole. So I'm going to wrap this pipe, up to here, I believe, is where I did it last time. A couple zip ties, and bring that bucket down. Okay, let me get this tightened up, and we'll get this done with.